SuperArt ready.
手加減なしだぜ、テリー。
Alright y'all, what's up? We back with another video today. Today I will be working on the legendary Lone Wolf, the man, the myth, the legend, Terry Bogard, and the special guest. Well, I wouldn't say a special guest. I mean, he is kind of special, but we got your boy Rock Howard, son of Geese Howard. So if you don't know the story between the three of these men, so Geese Howard is the boss, the villain, the main, antagonist for Terry Bogard in the Fatal Fury games. So back in the day, Geese Howard killed Jeff Bogard, Terry and Andy's father, because he wanted to be, the guy. I believe there were some issues with like their master and like who was going to succeed the style and all the stuff like that. But anyway, his Geese Howard killed Jeff Bogard out of jealousy, basically left Terry and Andy's orphans, left them to be raised on the streets of Southtown. That's where Terry basically pretty much honed his fighting skills. He was the older brother. Andy, on the other hand, when he became of age, went over to Japan to learn, which is why he has more of a sort of ninjutsu style flair to his moveset. One of the big things about these two guys, Terry and Andy, is like as much as people in the 90s would like to try to say they were like Ken and Ryu, they really weren't, because they have different like styles. Like their fighting styles and their movesets are completely different, not even close to being identical. Whereas maybe Rio and Robert Garcia from Art of Fighting could be closer to Ken and Ryu. But yeah, at the end of Fatal Fury 3, Road to Final Victory, you see Terry Bogard take Rock Howard in after he beats Geese, or kills him this time. He tries to save him from falling off the cliff, not off the cliff, off the roof of Geese Towers. And he's like, no, and he rejects, Terry trying to save him. And Terry sees, Rock Howard off to the side, and he kind of takes him in and kind of raises him. And that's how we get to Garou, Mark of the Wolf, which is Fatal Fury 4, if you want to go, number route. In Japan, Fatal Fury is always referred to as Garou Densetsu. In America, they just translate that to Fatal Fury. But basically, for marketing purposes, for whatever, they just left the name Garou in America this time. So Garou, Mark of the Wolf, which dropped, I want to say, in like 99. The first time I saw this game was at Wizards Arcade in Detroit. Shout out to Wizards and rest in peace. I didn't know it was a part of the Fatal Fury, Garou kind of timeline. I was watching the attract mode from across the other side. And I'm like, what is that game? And I saw Rock do a Reppuken, and then I saw him do a Rising Tackle. I was like, yo, why is he stealing like moves from like Fatal Fury guys? Like, why did he do a Geese Howard and a Terry Bogard move? Like, what is this? I thought it was like some Mugen, something like, like back in the day when Mugen first came out, like on the computer, and you can mix characters from other games and stuff and make them fight, or like you can actually play it. Like, I thought it was something like that. I'm like, did we just put like a Mugen in the arcade cabinet? But I went over and then kind of looked more at the track screen, and I saw Terry, and I was like, oh, okay, it's a Fatal Fury game. I'm like, but who is that guy that was like doing those moves? So I actually, put a quarter in and play it, and noticed Terry's the only one from Fatal Fury in there. Nobody else. I'm like, I don't know who these characters are. I think I ended up picking Freeman. And then I landed on Rock Howard and realized, what it was. I played through the game again. I didn't like finish it or nothing like that. I just played a couple rounds. I watched the attract mode again, and they actually show the ending of Fatal Fury 3, and then how, Rock Howard, Terry was raising him and stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. So that's sort of how that, lined up. I think the next game Rock Howard was in was Capcom vs. SNK 2, which is what I'm playing up top. And I decided to play CVS 2 because I can play both of them on team, similar to how I did Chun-Li and Mai in a previous video. So I wanted to do that. I thought about running the City of the Wolves, which is the Mark of the Wolf sequel. But since I was drawing classic Terry, I decided against it and I'll just go with CVS. I'm still on the fence about City of the Wolves. There's some things I like about it. There's some stuff I'm also a little hesitant about gameplay wise. And then also these guest characters they put in were kind of weird. Like, I'm not really sure I understand what they're trying to do, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, the drawing, you know, it came out good. Working on Terry right now. Like I said, I was going for more. For Terry, I wanted more of just like battle ready, like ready to throw hands. Whereas Rock, I wanted him doing something a little more action oriented. So I went with this quarter circle back punch move, just like this, like kind of like dashing. Like it's his version of Burn Knuckle. I think it's like Shiny Knuckle or something like that. Well, no, Shiny Knuckle is the super version of that move. But yeah. Yeah, Rock was in this game, and then surprisingly he wasn't in, like, I think he showed up in Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, so I have that game. He kind of missed like King of Fighters 2003. He was in the intro, but like he wasn't playable, which was kind of weird. He wasn't in 11. Hotaru from Mark of the Wolf was, and Gato, but not Rock, which was an odd choice, because I think in the PlayStation version they added like Geese Mai and Tung Fu Ru and a couple other characters, because I have the Japanese PS2 version, and they haven't really added Rock. So I wish he was in more games. He was in the Maximum Impact games though too, both of those, which I like. I actually like those games. They were different. I will say that they were different. They didn't play like traditional, you know, SNK 2D fighters, but they were 3D. It played like a watered down version of Tekken, but they had some charm to it. They're not like super like terrible games, but like I don't know if you would like play them at like a super competitive level. But I had both of them, so there's things about it that I like. So yeah, it is what it is. Just working on the lines right here and going through the arcade mode like I normally do. I'm actually excited for Capcom Fight Collection to drop. I want to get to play some of my friends online in this game, and like really, like I haven't got to compete like or just play people in this game in a long time, because there's not a lot of ways, especially like online, to play it. Outside of like Fightcade and stuff like that. I haven't never really set up Fightcade like that, but for my old school games, I really like playing in person. It's just, you know, trying to make time to do that, it can be difficult, but I'm happy I'll get to play this again. I would have loved to do King of Fighters 13, but Rock's not in that game either. Tragedy, because I think like those hand-drawn sprites for Rock for that game would have been so good. I like Terry's sprite in that version too. He's like super buff. Like Terry was definitely hitting the gym in the King of Fighters 13 area. Dude is fucking swole. Him, Ralph, and Clark, those dudes were super buff in that game, man. They look like 80s action superhero guys, you know. But yeah, I had real fun coming up with this composition and putting this together. It was fun to draw, you know, Rock and Terry. I hadn't drawn either one of them before, so their designs are pretty straightforward. You know, just some guys rocking some jeans and some jackets. Oh, I'm up here fighting Geese Howard right now. There is a little interaction between Rock and Geese in the game. I don't know what they say to each other, but he probably said something about him being his son or whatever. Damn, he scooped me. He dumped me right on my head. I don't think I win this first time. I think I beat him the next time. I wanted to beat him with that move, Raging Storm, but with Rock, and I think I missed my opportunity. But yeah. Rock is dope. He's a really popular character too. He has I know in this version and Capcom vs. SNK, people say he was like not that good. But I think, you know, you can make any character work in the game if you just kind of put the time in. That's like the unique thing I love about fighting games, is that like you can make something work if you want to make it work. That's, you know, just anything in life. Like, you really put some time into some things and you'll be amazed at what you can do. Whether it's learning a new skill or whatever, you know, anything you put your mind to, as cliche as it is, like, you put that work in and you'll see the fruits of your labor. You'll see the benefits, you know, working out, you know, studying, learning a new language, drawing, you know, something like that's a skill you always have to like sharpen and get good at. I missed a whole special move after that Buster Wolf, but I popped him with that one. It would have been a little better if I beat him with Rock, but I was just like, I think I should have did it for the content, but I didn't. I just took the stage. I love this stage music because it's I think it's called Wicked One or something like that. But I love this music because it really feels like a legit final battle, even though it's not really the final battle. It can be, actually, if you don't get enough points and you don't get to fight like Shin Akuma. You'll just fight regular Akuma and Rugal on the back of the temple back there, like up top. And then the game will just sort of end on a cliffhanger after that. So you get the true ending, you gotta get enough points so you can fight God Rugal or Shin Akuma. But yeah, in the corner we land Buster Wolf. You hold down during the animation and then you hit him with a rising tackle right after. I really like some of the ways you can cancel moves in CVS2, depending on which groove you have. C groove specifically, you can cancel level 2 supers into level 1. Well, you can actually cancel a lot of them with a special, and with certain characters, if done right, you can cancel another level, or like a super or a special into another super, when you just time it right. I gotta mess around that a lot. I might start actually maining Terry because he's pretty fun in this game. He's got good buttons and he's got some pretty good combos. So definitely want to try him out a little bit more in the Capcom Fight Collection when it drops. Working on some lines for Rock Howard right now, just adding little details to the gloves and his jacket. I thought his jacket had a little more like designs on it, but I realized, I was like, oh, it's not really too overly designed with like just stuff or whatever on it like that. So I erased those initial lines. I didn't like how they looked, so now I'm still back up top here fighting Joe Higashi. That's actually one of my I would say he's a main, but I do use Joe Higashi from time to time in the game. But yeah, I got some other videos in the pipeline. I'm working on Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive fame, and I already have the gameplay footage recorded from that. And the same with Devil May Cry 5. I'm picking Devil May Cry 5 because I like Dante in that version. I just did like a Bloody Palace run. Got to like level 30, which was enough for a video, I think. So, and you could just see just a variety of enemies. I thought that was cool. And then for Ninja Gaiden, I just did the ninja like tag missions. I was doing this one and I was getting cooked. I was just like, I am getting destroyed. And I went back and did one of the earlier ones so I can at least look cool playing the game. Gotta get back into Ninja Gaiden and get my skills up right here. So, and here we're deciding which boss we're gonna fight. And you never know which one it's gonna be. Sometimes it's Akuma, sometimes it's Rugal. This time it's Rugal, however you wanna pronounce it. I remember him in 98 King of Fighters, man, he was cheap as hell. I had spent so much money at the arcade trying to beat him. I don't think I ever did. I think I beat him one time. But it wasn't until like PlayStation when it came out, the Japanese version, and me and my homie like chipped in and like put some money in to get it, that like I actually like learned how to like cheese him out and beat him. But yeah, he's a menace in this game. So yeah, now we're working on laying down where like the shadows and things are gonna be. I used to do this like after I did the flat colors, but I noticed like it's easier for me to just do it with the character just still not colored in yet, so I can see where everything is at. If there's a better way, if anybody knows that they lay their shadows, just let me know. I'm always open to learning more efficient or better ways of doing things. But I guess my process is my process. It's a little therapeutic in how I do things, so I don't mind it. But I mean, if somebody has other, techniques, like I say, I'm always open into learning and stuff like that. So a little bit later, when I'm adding some of the special effects I thought I did a really good job with Rock Howard's, like, the energy coming off of his other hand. The one that's kind of lower, not the one that you can see right now, but yeah, there was some, like, a trail of energy, and it's like that in the game, so that's kind of why I was referencing it. I was like, oh, I should add for the little, the little trail of energy. That'll be cool. Bogard's up here choking me out, being cheap, like always. SNK has the cheapest bosses in all of fighting games. They just be making like bosses do the most. I missed my Power Geyser. I was a little too slow. I actually don't know if it works anyway, but I think it does. Oh, he's about to hit me with a genocide cuddle. He got me with that one. And with Rising Tackle. It does a lot of hits, but it don't do no damage because he's got, basically, Rugal is like a ratio 4. Probably a ratio 5. I don't know, the computer, they don't take as much damage. I'm just trying to cheese him out. My little sweep thing too don't really work as good on Rugal. Like Akuma gets hit by it a lot. If you watch my last video with Chun and Mai, where you can just kind of sweep him on Wake Up. Yeah, look, he just melted my health bar. Done. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, doing this picture was fun, man. I definitely want to revisit, do some more SNK characters. I definitely want to come back and do like maybe a Kyo and Shingo. Decide maybe if I want to play 15 or maybe like 2002. Probably 98. I think 98 Kyo and 98 Shingo. KOF 98 Ultimate Match would be a cool game to run. I might do that. I think I beat Rugal in this one right here. I don't know. I think there's still some more special effects and stuff I gotta add on the drawing or whatever. Oh, he tried to get me with that DS. I wasn't having it. And I missed BUSTAAAH WOLF. Of course he's gonna dash out of the way. But yeah, I want to see what the story is too on City of the Wolves with Rock and see what's going on with him. I don't know if they're gonna add Geese Howard as like a guest character, or not a guest character, but like a DLC or something like that. Maybe. I mean, he's dead in the storyline per se, but in the King of Fighters game, he's like still around. But that canon is kind of weird. I don't know like what stuff is like the real story canon or not, but. I think I do beat Rugal this time. Oh, he got me with the command grab. Sweep. I'm trying to sweep him to death, but he don't fall for it. There you go. Missed the shiny knuckle. Hit me with the genocide cutter. And Rising Tackle got him out of there. And I clapped because I'm happy. Good job. If you look in the background of that the gameplay footage, you can see the drawing that I'm working on right now. I kind of slid over and worked on some of the game content while I was drawing and stuff too. So I was just, that's like my work setup right there. I got all my stuff next to me. So I just slide over to the other desk, play the game. Whenever I use something on Steam, if I'm not directly in the arcade cabinet. Not sure when I'll have some more off-screen arcade cabinet footage, but I got some stuff I want to do. I just gotta see if I can get around to actually doing it. And then I'm just running through a arcade again, just because I still had time. And it, like, timing these out to, even though I speed the videos up like as fast as I can to not make it look like super fast, where you can kind of still see some of the work being done. Trying to time them out to keep them under a certain time limit is difficult. The third strike picture I got with like all the characters, that's going to be a long video. I just have to accept that regardless. And that one's you're just mostly going to see the black line art. Everything's already sketched out of what it looks like. I just have to add the line details and then colors, and that's going to take like forever. I just have to decide how I want to film footage for that. I don't know if I want to just run some sets with the homies one night somewhere, or just record some people's gameplay footage. I don't know. I may even source some footage just from some Japanese tournaments or some character matches and hype moments I like. Maybe I'll create like a little hype sizzle reel. So at this part of the drawing, I'm adding the Fatal Fury logo on Terry's hat. So I've just found a PNG, and then I kind of increased the color on it a little bit, make it a little bit right. And then I just go in here and kind of tweak it, and boom, Terry got the hat. As the Smash Brothers community called him, Hatkin. I don't know, that was so weird. Terry was in a lot of games in 1 year. Like, he was in he was in King of Fighters, I think 14 at the time that was out, his own game, obviously. Then he was a guest character in Fighting EX Lair from Arika. He just randomly showed up there, and then he was announced for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is so random. I was like, oh man, yeah, he was busy that year. He actually plays pretty cool in Super Smash Bros. They did him justice in that game. Actually, it's pretty fun because he got all his stuff, and you can do some crazy combos with him too. Like he can be a problem in the wrong hands. I don't know of any top Smash players like that. I don't follow the scene like super closely, but yeah, he's pretty dope in that game. So right here, I'm doing the final touches. I'm adding just a little trail of energy for Rock. Just playing around with some settings to see which one I want to use for it. But yeah, I have fun doing this. I definitely will be back. I may do Geese Howard, probably by himself. If not, I'll have him with Rock interacting. They'll probably interact in some way, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that is it for this video. Look out for the next one. It'll be Ryu Hayabusa, and then after that should be Dante Sparta, because I've been watching the Netflix one. And I got my feeling about it. It's not bad, but it's not like the greatest thing in the world either. But it's watchable. I'm at the point now where I know they're gonna take games and just adapt them how they want to adapt them. So I'm not even gonna like. I see some strong opinions about it on Twitter, so I'm just like, I'm cool. I'm not too emotionally invested in it like that. As much as I love the Devil May Cry series, and I'll get more into that in that video. But yeah, I will see y'all on the next video. Peace. Leave a comment, subscribe. Help me get up in these algorithms. I appreciate y'all. Take care.
I cut a sucker in small chunks, make more rhymes than Michael Jordan makes slams. On a different level, make some lyrics like the bass with the treble. Take a deep breath, getting funky as my lungs release a solid rhyme. Never stop, so I continue on. With the first word is white, word is born. I made your imperfection out of indulgent fantasy. Take a mile in the start. Like me. Listen closely, approach me. Something's mostly. Don't you try to treat me like greater than toast, impossible. like the